Today's story is about Jesus.
John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, so that anyone who believes in him might not perish but have eternal life.
So this story is about Jesus dies and comes back to life. It was a terrible, painful way to die. Beaten nearly to death, found guilty in a late-night trial, bullied by Roman soldiers, betrayed by friends, pushed and shoved through crowded streets to a hill outside of Jerusalem, and then nailed to a cross to hang as a warning to anyone else who might call himself a king. Torn, bloody, alone in ways no one else could begin to understand. And then darkness, death. A cave covered by a heavy stone that sealed away Jesus' body from light, from life. Except Jesus is light, Jesus is light, Jesus is God, and more powerful than death. Early Sunday morning, just as the sun rose, women came to Jesus' tomb. What they hoped to find, Jesus' body, was nowhere to be seen. Instead, an angel greeted them with news that flooded them with hope. Jesus had risen. He was alive. And the women had a message to carry first to Jesus' other followers, and then to an entire world. Jesus had come back to life, and we can live forever with him. From Matthew 27 and 28. So forever is a long time, a really long time. Longer even than a decillion years. That's a 1 followed by 33 zeros. Can you imagine that number? How big is a decillion? Well, if you had every penny ever made in the United States, you'd have about 300 billion pennies. That's 300 with just 9 zeros. Plus, you'd have a piggy bank about the size of Nova Scotia. There's no number big enough to describe how many years forever is, but that's how long you'll be with God when you trust in Jesus. You'll be with God a very long time, so get to know him better. Find a quiet spot where you can talk out loud. Finish this sentence. God, here's what's been happening lately. Start a story with one line and then ask a friend to add a line. Keep going until someone's stuck. Then the angel spoke to the women. Don't be afraid, he said. I know you are looking for Jesus who was crucified. He isn't here. He is risen from the dead, just as he said would happen. Come, see where his body is lying. That's from Matthew 28, 5-6. When you love and follow Jesus, you don't have to hope you'll live forever with him. You can be sure. Your friend God has promised, and God always keeps his promises. So from the Bible, we're going to read people in Bible times. Pontius Pilate was governor of Judea at the time Jesus was arrested. He was the only person who had the authority to condemn Jesus to death. Pilate asked Jesus to defend himself, but Jesus did not say a word. Pilate knew that Jesus was innocent, but was afraid of the people and did not have the courage to release his prisoner. He allowed Jesus to be crucified and acted as though he had nothing to do with that decision. From Jesus' tomb, the tombs of the wealthy were cut into rocky hillsides. A large round stone rested in a stone track. The stone was rolled in front of the opening to seal it. Try reading Matthew 27:57 through 61. This is the kind of tomb in which Jesus